All right, we're in the shortcut now, and once you open up a door, walk outside, there'll be a place where you can grab a crossbow bolt. And just up these stairs, down to the right, there will be our first encounter. And even though when we hop down, the infected that are in here, this includes a shambler, clicker, some runners, they'll be in a stealth state. However, they kind of almost expect you to break this glass. There is an open window behind, but one thing to make your life a little bit easier is to break this far glass ahead of time. They make a sound, but it won't matter. And then go ahead, run back. And obviously, there's more loot around here. Grab that. But there's a replacement bottle like right nearby. Then once you grab that, you're just going to fall down. Just need to walk off the edge, basically. And if you're a little bit nervous about being stealth right here, go prone, because there will be a runner walking out here, coming into position, but they'll just be holding still. Once they do hold still, you can go crouched. Come up here, spam triangle, get that stealth kill. You do want to get it as quickly as possible. You see there's a shambler down the hall here, but there's also a clicker right here. Now there's a couple of ways to go about this. First off, that shambler is kind of right in our way. So we're gonna wait just a little bit just to make sure that shambler gets out of the way. Here comes the clicker. They're a little scary. But once that shambler's gone, and it's been gone for a few seconds here, that's fine. I'm just gonna run. I'm just gonna run straight to the end. I'm gonna go right over here and then climb, just like that. And that's it. We're through the encounter. So it can be very simple. We just want to make sure that shambler gets out of the way. We also don't want to wait too long in case that clicker gets a little bit too close, because I do believe they kind of path right up to where we're at. Now that we're in this area, I'll just do a little bit of quick commentary. Yeah, Lev is hopping across like it's no problem, but it's very easy to die here. This area also can glitch. My only tip for this area is if Lev is right in the way, and I think Lev is fine right now, but if you see Lev standing right here, don't jump across, because Lev will knock you into the water. See, Lev's right here. Just wait for Lev to get out of the way. Also, a note on upgrades. We have the crossbow. I think this is the first time when we can upgrade it. Guess what? This gun, just like the semi-auto and the hunting pistol, also has a scope, and it is pretty nice to have. Also reload speed. So, might want to think about that. I'm right at the final part of the scary platforming. At least I'm going to suggest that you do a little bit more platforming here. That is a little bit out of the way, but we do get a melee weapon, and I do like having a good melee weapon. We're supposed to go through that door over there, but once we hop inside, we can fall down here and then go out this way. There's also loot around here, so definitely grab that. But if we come straight out here, we'll note that we're kind of on the other side. This is where we left that last encounter. Okay, and there's a pipe or something over here, and this ledge is pretty far down, but we can make it really easily. That's probably the easiest place to jump. And there we go. Now we have a nice melee weapon, and then we can just get back by doing some platforming, and I do recommend hopping on top of this car to get back. We're following Lev up this ladder, and we're going to get ambushed by 4 Seraphites. One of them has a melee weapon, and the only thing they can do is get close to us, which means that while the others hide, we can kind of wait for them to show up. But this area is very chaotic for anyone. No matter what you see me doing here, things are going to be different. There's the melee guy, okay? And you should have a bottle or something. Just go ahead and hit them with it and use triangle. Whatever, get rid of them. And by the way, it looks like they drop a melee weapon, which might suggest that pipe that we picked up earlier is something that we could use. Okay, I'm pausing here because after I started making the next video, I realized that a really good strat involves using the melee weapon that this melee Seraphite drops, which is this half-used terrible machete. So I would suggest that you use up whatever your current melee weapon is, and don't pick up this melee weapon until all 4 Seraphites in this ambush are taken out, and then pick it up afterward. We'll definitely want to save it for the next chapter. Of course, getting close to the Seraphites can be tricky, and I just recommend using anything. The hunting pistol is a good one to note because that is a 1 body shot kill. So it's very easy. And one thing you can do is kind of go prone around these corners here where they can't quite see you. Okay, he saw me there, but see that? A body shot with that is really nice. Also means maybe you want to save it. But just like before, ideally you want to change positions, but we're effectively cornered here. It's really, really tough to get around them. But like I said, there's only 4 enemies. They show up like this. Just start meleeing them when they get close. We don't have to do anything too fancy. And yeah, sometimes they'll be hiding. Like I know that all 4 are like right here. Wait, did they just run back? I'm not really sure. I lost track of them. Oh, well, Lev is aiming, hard scoping right now.
You better run.
But you can kind of go around here and just like, yeah, basically use your pipe, and there we go. So basically waiting to get that first melee kill, or and you can save your bottle for later too. You can just get a melee kill off the bat because we do have a replacement machete.
Yeah,
Okay, we just finished the ambush where we climbed a ladder. We're about to climb another ladder. And fortunately, in this area, we're not going to enter at full alert. We're gonna enter a stealth state and we'll already be crouched, which would be awesome, which means we can stealth through it, though it is a very intricate map and we have some tough enemies, some Seraphites with snipers and shotguns, bow and arrow, everything. So what I'm gonna show you is what you'll see a lot of challenge runners and even what speed runners do. To an extent, I've kind of modified it at the very end just to make it a little bit less timing tolerant. However, the first part will be pretty important. And a small note about this is that we will be getting a couple of stealth headshots. You could effectively craft a silencer, though I do make sure that you have enough materials later to craft bombs. Fortunately, we also have our crossbow. And we will be getting two shots, and if we're lucky, a headshot will be able to get our arrow back anyway. Okay? Now, this is a very intricate map where we need to climb up a few levels and then go to an opposite corner. So stealth strategies are pretty tough, especially since it's pretty open. But what people have figured out is there is a nice path to go. However, there's a point where we need to wait a little bit because sometimes an enemy will turn around and catch us. So what we do in speedrunning is this is a good time to craft something. It's like the perfect amount of wait time and we don't have to waste that time crafting it elsewhere. So if you can craft like a med kit or a bomb, don't worry about like melee weapons or silencers at this point. Just if it's something you can quickly select, then just use one of these because I can just press X from here, like basically while I'm moving around. If you don't have that, then you're just gonna have to, count like a few seconds or something before continuing on. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and start up here, and as you can probably tell, that the timing is important with this one, but it's also not too hard to pull off. But again, it's an area where you'll want to practice. And again, you'll want to save before climbing the ladder to practice this like a few times. Okay. Now I don't have control of the character, but I'm already holding right with the left joystick, as you can see, because we want to climb here. And on the second thing that we climb, this is where we want to craft something. So I climb up here, I'm going to craft immediately. And again, just wait a few seconds. And then I can be standing here. This is fine. Not running or anything, but then we're just going to climb up here. And then up here, I'm going to be crouched and I'm going to wait behind the stack of plywood. Because of her. She will likely catch us if your timing's a little bit off. Okay, I'm pausing here. This is a moment where you can wait anyway. But I just want to let you know that I start to crouch walk across this little bridge to our left here. And that will sometimes cause a small alert, which happens in this demonstration. And one simple way that you can avoid this is by going prone right now when you're behind all this plywood, and just stay prone until you get to the other side. Stay prone until you get the headshot on the next upcoming enemy. And where we want to go is over there, so that's when she'll spot us, okay? So when she turns, that's a good time to go. Now we just go over to here to a bunch of like 2x4s or whatever. So by the way, it looks like someone lightly caught me, which is totally fine. They will climb up behind us and kind of look, but don't worry about them. What we're worried about is him right here. She'll come over here, she'll do a little bit of inspection, but she'll hop right back down. But this guy right here has a shotgun, a very strong weapon. And they will, we need to headshot them. So see, she hopped down even though I got a little alert, that's fine. And I'm gonna go ahead and go prone here. And once, he'll go up here and stop. Once he's stopped, line it up, get that arrowhead shot. Okay, he'll fall sometimes, it's fine. That means we can't recover an arrow. Now before we continue, I'm waiting for her to move. There we go, so for her to move. If he was there, now would be a time where I could get that that arrow back, maybe. And if you're nervous here, you can go prone, but you should be fine if you stay crouched. So she'll go up here and stop. That's a good time to get another silent headshot like that, okay? And now we're totally fine, and we can just run to the door, which is way over there, okay? In fact, that's exactly what I'll do. You could get alerted doing this, it's fine. I mean, I did this on Grounded. There is someone like on the immediate floor just below, right where Lev is at. I don't know what, come on Lev, get over here. But once we're here, we can basically just go through the door and we're totally fine. So that's effectively it for this encounter. You will want to practice climbing up that right side and knowing at what points to wait. To top off this chapter, we have Skybridge, and the first part of Skybridge is quite simple. They kind of give you a starter area that's really safe. If you fall down, you're fine. Followed by some very easy places to platform. But my only tip for this is when you're on permadeath, it's surprisingly nerve-wracking to be here, is basically get your camera lined up like this, okay? Maybe not angled like this or anything because it's confusing. Just get the bridge that you want to walk across like nice and lined up, and take your hand off the right joystick. Just use the left and look at Abby's head with respect to the bridge. And if it looks like her head is drifting a little bit left and your control is vibrating, then you need to correct and go to the right and everything, right? And vice versa.